Hello and welcome. Day 7, 1 week into this 21-day journey together. And I hope that you are excited to continue, excited to keep diving into your practice. Today, we are working on embracing some ease within all of our postures. So, finding this balance between the effort and the work. And then also finding the ease, the breath, the space within that work. And so, as with life, finding that balance of the work, going through the hardships, but then still trying to invite in some space and creating space for ease. So we'll get started in Savasana. Come to lie down on your back. Landing in Savasana, the legs long. If it doesn't feel good with legs long, you can absolutely bend the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the floor. Just allowing yourself to land here. Take the time to acknowledge that you have stepped into your practice today, 1 week in. Just being here is such a gift. So making some space for that. Starting with some deeper breaths now. Really arriving, becoming present on your mat. Let's start with a gentle twist today, drawing the knees, the legs in, hugging the right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers over top of the right shin. You could activate that bottom leg by flexing into the left ankle. And then let the right leg, cross over towards the left side of the mat. You could take a little stop sign with the right arm. Maybe if you have the space, you reach it all the way out. Just gently breathing into the low back. Good. And then bringing the right knee back towards the center line of the body. Maybe one more little hug in, and then you can release it down. Left knee in towards the chest now, interlacing the fingers over top of that left shin. Maybe a quick pull in towards the chest as you flex through the right foot. And then move into your twist. Let the left leg fall over to the right side of your mat, keeping the left shoulder connected and rooted to the floor. Gentle twist, feeling a stretch perhaps across the outer edge of the left hip. Good, and then slowly hugging that knee back in towards the center. Let's collect both knees in towards the chest. You might sway. You might sway gently along the sacrum, shifting from side to side. And then maybe it's one arm overhead rolling onto one side. You could roll up and down your spine. We'll come to meet in child's pose, Balasana. Reaching the arms forward, allowing your forehead to soften down and settling the hips. Bringing some more spacious breaths into the back body now that it is a little bit more free. Let's take a stretch into the side body. Walk your hands off to the right side of your mat, pressing down through the left side of your pelvis. Open up into the left rib cage. Good. And then walking your hands back through center. Let's take the palms off to the left side of the mat. Keep your right hip heavy, rooted, grounded. And then see if that allows for a bit of a deeper stretch into the right side of your body. Good. Bringing yourself back through center now. Arms nice and strong. Pull yourself forward into a tabletop shape. Let's keep warming up into the spine. Cat and cow. Inhale, let your belly drop down. Lift your gaze in your heart. Tail lifts up. Exhale, rounding through your spine. Press your palms into your mat. Puff up between the shoulders and tuck your chin in. Inhale again, starting to really connect breath to this movement. And then exhale to round into your cat spine. Good. One more time. Breathe in, let the belly drop. Lift your tail and your chest. Exhale, round your spine. Draw chin in, puff between the shoulder blades. Good. And tucking your toes, walking your hands back towards your heels, towards your knees, and then walk your hips towards your heels for a toe stretch. And so we'll be doing this a few times throughout this journey together. I think this stretch is something that certainly embodies effort and ease. If it becomes too much, you can absolutely let this go and come to sit on your heels, or maybe just rocking forward onto your palms for a breath and then come back to it. Let's ground the palms down on top of the thighs. You might even soften your gaze or close your eyes here. And feel as though you're kind of leaning back into an imaginary wall behind you. Check in with any tension through the jaw. Some deep, full breaths here, finding that ease and the calm. And then where the effort lies is where that intense stretch comes up. And it will certainly feel different for everyone. We're getting into the arches of the feet, the fascia that is this sort of webbing across the entire body. So might feel a bit intense, stretching into the muscles in the feet, stretching along the fascia. Notice if there's any tension to the shoulders. Let's stay for one more full breath in. Dropping down on your exhale. And give that a little release. I like to tap the feet. Maybe even making some noise, rolling the jaw around, just getting rid of any tension there. And then tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog, send your hips nice and high, plug into your fingers, your knuckles, maybe even stretching into the backs of the legs by pedaling the heels, kind of working those feet out. Good. And here, land the heels in downward facing dog. Find this almost restful feeling, that ease through this shape, even though it's quite active. So the effort is in the finger pads, the arms, and pulling up through the thighs, extending, reaching the hips up. Good. So while down dog is quite a bit of work, we find this sort of easefulness, this space, this sense of almost rest here. So this is a great shape to return to if you do need some rest, if you do need a little bit of a break. Let's take one more full breath in and look forward. And then start to walk the feet towards a forward fold at the top of your mat as you exhale. Let your body drape down. And then bend into your knees and roll yourself up. And come to stand in mountain pose. Tadasana. And I meant to mention, if you have 2 blocks for your practice today, we will be using them eventually in one of our shapes. So now might be a good time to grab those, or anything that can kind of support your spine. So it could be a bolster, it could be a couple of pillows. So taking some time now. If you need, you might already have some blocks nearby. I just always keep mine at the top of my mat for all of my practices. All right, when you're ready, pull palms together in front of your heart center, root down through your feet, strong legs. Good. Take a breath in to reach up, look up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Big breath in. On your inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Let's step back and find a high plank. Lots of effort in this shape. You could tap the knees down if you need. Strong through the legs and the glutes, pressing the mat away from you, and then see if you can tap into some longer breaths. Finding that calm through the breath. Even though it's a lot of effort, take a big breath in. And on your exhale, let's lower all the way down onto belly. Extending the toes back behind you. Let's take the fingertips off of the mat today and tent up through the palms, lifting your elbows up. Inhale to ripple your spine up, striking cobra, a little bit higher than a baby cobra. And exhale to lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift up through your chest. Glutes are engaged to support. Exhale to lower yourself down. And planting down through your palms, tuck your toes. You could press through table or perhaps push up into your plank on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Look forward on an inhale. On your exhale, travel towards the top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift on your inhale, long spine. Exhale to fold forward. Sit your hips low now for chair pose, Utkatasana. Any variation with your arms, really. Arms up, arms forward. Maybe they're even sweeping back. Again, where can you find some ease through this shape? Legs are doing a lot of work here. But can you find some ease through the shoulders? Can you reconnect to some longer and deeper breaths? Good. One more big breath in. Exhale, we fold. Take a breath in, lift halfway up. And exhale, fold. Bend into the knees. Let's step that left foot back and tap your back knee down for a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So this might be a good place for your 2 blocks if you've got them. You could use them for support beside the hips. You might want to reach the arms up overhead. You could even take your hands towards the top thigh. And softening through the shoulders. And certainly feeling a stretch across the left side of the hip. Maybe feeling a little bit of ease in that stretch. Then where the effort comes in is drawing the outer edges of the hips in towards the center, creating a little bit of work for the pelvis, just creating some containment there. One more breath. Good. Planting the palms down to frame the front foot now. Pick up that back leg and step back. Find your plank pose. Good. And then let's take a forearm plank, coming down onto elbows, squeezing the glutes. Again, lots of effort here. Knees could be up, knees could be down. And connecting to that breath. One more big breath in. Exhale, tap knees down, lower your belly all the way down, planting your palms. One baby cobra on an inhale. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, press through your table, or come up into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel sweeps up high. Exhale, shift forward. Draw that knee towards your nose and step it through. Let's set up for low lunge on the second side. So again, find your blocks maybe. Hands to the top of your front thigh. Maybe arms are lifting up. You could also take lots of variations here if you're inviting in a back bend. This is your chance to explore. And that's what this journey is all about. That exploration of your practice. Good. Finding that containment through the pelvis by drawing the hips in towards the center line. One more breath. Good. Releasing the palms down to frame that front foot. Let's pick up the back leg. Step back. Find your high plank. And take a breath in. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Again, the knees could tap down. Inhale to baby cobra, or maybe you're ready for upward facing dog. Exhale through your table, or flip over toes, downward facing dog. Again, all of those are options for you as you move through these flows. Okay. Let's walk the feet and the hands together. Coming towards the center line of your mat, forward fold. Bend into the knees and roll yourself up. And standing tall in mountain pose, Tadasana. All right, moving into some balancing now. I'm plugging into your right foot. Let's reach the right arm up and kick the left heel in towards your glutes, and then see where you can catch. You could grab the outer edge of the ankle, inside of the ankle. Maybe you're grabbing onto your pants today. And starting with the knees closer together. Natarajasana dancer's pose. This is a wonderful shape right here. Moving a little bit further, take a breath in. Exhale, kick the left foot into your left hand, reaching up and forward through the right arm. Opening up across the chest. So finding that balance, a lot of work, effort in this shape. But then see where you can maybe create some space for ease. Letting the breath flow. Not being too hard on yourself if the balance isn't quite there today. One more breath. Beautiful. Coming back through the center line of the body on an inhale. Exhale, release that foot down. Land Tadasana. Perhaps it's a little shoulder roll. I like to kind of do those rolls to reset. Left leg and plug in. The left arm reaches up, kick your right heel up. Catch wherever feels good for that right shoulder joint. This is also a great place to use a strap if you have one. It's part of your practice. Hug the knees in closer together as you inhale. And on your exhale, start your kick. Opening up across the chest. The more you kick up and back, the more you reach up and forward. Can you soften your jaw? Keep kicking up and back. Beautiful. All right, coming back up through center. Totally fine to laugh at yourself. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Not taking anything too seriously and inviting in that ease, even when you lose your balance. All right, let's move to the back of the mat now. We'll make our way down to the floor. Breathe in, look up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift on an inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold, walk your hands forward, find your downward facing dog. Option 2, take a flow here if you'd like to. You could stay in down dog, which is where I'm going to stay. A few breaths. Good. Tapping the knees down. And we'll move into Supta Virasana. This is one of my favorite shapes. This is where your blocks will come in handy, or maybe a pillow along your spine. You might not need blocks. You might have a lot of space to just come down onto your spine. I like to take 2 blocks, setting up one underneath my spine and one will come underneath my head. You could go knees apart. You could also go knees together for this shape, landing the hips to the insides of the heels. So you could certainly play with that and see what works for you. And taking the hands behind the hips now. This might be the shape, or you might prop your hips up on top of a block. You might bring a pillow underneath your hips. This might be enough of an opening for you. Or maybe start to walk the hands back a little bit further. Again, that might be enough of an opening. If you have a little bit more space, you could come down onto forearms and then play with that placement of your block underneath your spine for support. You might drape the head all the way back, or I like to take my second block underneath my head and then just open the arms out towards the sides. If this feels like a lot for your knee joints, just bring yourself back up, easing out of it. Know where that edge is. So we don't want any tension. We don't want any pain through the knees. Supta Virasana, reclined hero's pose. Encouraging a stretch across the front body while there's some effort and some stretching happening. There's definitely space for ease. So where can you invite that in? Maybe it's in your breath. Maybe it's just softening a little bit further. Good. And starting to make your way up out of this shape now, just the way that you came into it. So planting down through your palms, your forearms, your elbows, walking yourself back up. Let's release, rolling onto one hip, and just bring the blocks, your props, off to the side. Let's come to meet on our backs, rolling all the way down. Option to take Happy Baby here. You could also take Supta Baddha Konasana if that feels like a comfortable shape for you with the soles of your feet together. If you're choosing to take Happy Baby, feel free to move into your final resting shape whenever you feel ready. If you are in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose, you could bring one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your chest, or maybe open the arms out towards the sides. If this shape doesn't feel right for you today, you can certainly come into Savasana or any other comfortable resting shape. And when you're ready, just tune into some longer breaths, maybe even some exhales, sighs out of your mouth. Landing in an easeful shape, allowing the breath to be easy and effortless now. And see if you can stay here for a few more breaths, absorbing your day 7 practice. Thank yourself for showing up today. It's been a beautiful week so far. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your practice with me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.